Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the fifth grade concept of balancing a budget. This is standard 5.10F in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 21 of the 2025 released STAAR test. This is a new item type called equation, and if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have an empty space there, entertainment, and we are going to type in the answer, or if we want, we can hit this little keyboard icon and the keyboard will show up for us. But either way, we need to find our answer to this question on its own. So there's no A, B, C, or D for us to choose from. So let's see if we can figure that out. And so Tasha is creating a budget based on an income of, here we go, $5,500 each month. So that's going to be important. When we have our budget here, let's go ahead and write that down, $5,500, so it's not included in the table. She wants to have a balanced budget. All right, so what does that mean? Well, that means your income equals your spending. So you don't spend more than you receive, but you also don't spend less than you receive. So we need to assume here that her income of 5,500 is all that she's going to get, because that's what this story tells us. So her income equals 5,500, which means her spending also needs to equal 5,500. If she can have her income match her spending, well, then she will have a balanced budget. All right, so we know that her goal is 5,500. What are we going to do to figure out what she has left? Well, if we want to represent it with a strip diagram, we've got our total goal of 5,500. We've got some different parts here. Now we've got a big chunk is 2,600. Another decent sized chunk is that 1950. Then we get little chunks of 550, little chunk of 100. And then we've got this entertainment, whatever that is, right at the very end. We don't know what that is. So my first question is, I wonder how much all of this is. How much does all of this equal? Because all of this plus my unknown entertainment needs to equal 5,500. So let's add these 2,600. When I add them up, I'm not going to write the comma. I don't want to mistake the comma for a 1 and then add it when I am regrouping or carrying because it looks like a 1. So add this up here, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's 0. Now I got 5 and 5, two zeros, that makes 10. I'm going to make 10s here if I can. Okay, so 9 and 1 make 10. Let's see. 5 and 1 make 6. 6 and 6 make 12. So 12 plus that 10 is going to be 22. You might have added that up differently. There's a lot of different ways to do that. 2, 4, 5. All right, so it looks like this here equals $5,200, $5,200. And so what would that leave? Well, I would have my 5,500 minus my 5,200, and then that would just simply give me $300 for my entertainment. Now we can say reasonably, does that make sense? Yeah, that's a decent amount of money for entertainment. If it was $3,000, that would probably trigger us to say we did something wrong. So that's going to be less than your food, more than your transportation. That makes sense. All right, so now we just need to enter in 300. And remember, if you want, you can put your cursor there. And if you already have the keyboard, you could just type in 300. If you don't, that little button right there brings up the keyboard. And then you just type in your 300. So I'm going to type in my 3 and then my 100 right there. And let's make sure we've got that. There we go. And that is our answer, 300.